Here we are with update number 4 for my obsession with Warhammer Historicals.
Hey everybody, Adam back here once again. So talk about my ongoing obsession with Warhammer Historical and a little update after my find from last time. This time we're going back to Warhammer Ancient Battles because that is a fairly large collection. This time we have 2 books. We have Chariot Wars by Nigel Stillman and Fall of the West by John Lamstead and Leslie Newsom. So first we'll start with obviously Chariot Wars, which essentially covers the biblical era, more or less. So it didn't cost too much. I think it was maybe $40 total on eBay. Not too bad. As you can see, it just talks about the Chariot Wars chronology, the different empires: Sumerian, Egyptian, Babylonian, Hittite, Trojan, Israeli, Assyrian, Babylonian, and then the different tactics. Goes over a little bit of the history of the time period, and then goes into the armies. Gives you a little glossary and regional names down at the bottom. And then immediate goes into the army list, starting with the Sumerian, Akkadian, New Kingdom, Egypt, and a few others of the time period. Gives you examples, painting guides, which is probably most important for a lot of people. The Trojan War, Assyrians. Let's see what this last part is. Yeah, Assyrian Empire. And then goes into a chariot tactics, which is essentially a page. An example of 2 forces facing off and what they kind of look like. And then an example of buildings of the time, which, in all honesty, hasn't changed for the most part. If you look at some of the buildings today, the book's fairly thin. As you can see, not a lot of armies, because there weren't as many documented from that time period. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it was incorporated into one of the other books in a later edition. But I got it for a fairly good find. I believe it was $40 at most, including shipping, so not too bad. With that said, we'll move on to the next book. And just a note, I'm trying to buy these in chronological order, in the order they were published, just because of the way I am. And when I have money, because it's been a few years, so then these are not cheap. They're not that, at least on their printed price. If you look at Fall of the West, the printed price says $20. Or sorry, $28.95, but I think I had to pay twice that for it. So Fall of the West by John Lamstead and Leslie Newsom is a supplement for Ancient Battles, but it's more of a campaign supplement as opposed to just army lists. So, and it basically goes with the fall of the Roman Empire. Talks about the end of the empire. Just fairly, the different ranks and units and what they did. Talks about the quote-unquote barbarians, their unit types, the way they fought. And then it goes through different battles that were fought, along with illustrations on how the battles were fought. So it's not too bad. Even includes the Roman Civil War and gives you an idea of what the armies look like at the time if you wanted to create them in 28 millimeter. And at the time of this publishing, it was mainly 28 millimeter or a smaller scale to get more troops on the board. Talks about campaigns, gives you more scenarios for this time period, and how to choose the armies for Roman and barbarian armies. Again, more pictures of models, pictures of illustrations with colors and designs on how to do your armies, which is always helpful, especially with historical armies. And then it also shows you just some of the special rules that they're introducing, and more of a skirmish game as opposed to the large battles you normally play for Warhammer Ancients. It talks about the Western Empire, Gallic army, or army of Gaul, I believe it was. Look, yeah, Gallic army. The different tactics of the time, and then extra notes about the different eras. So it's a really good resource book, even if you don't do any of the campaigns or scenarios. There's more images of two armies facing off, and even if you don't play Warhammer Ancients, it's sometimes a good resource because you always have the Osprey books to give you if you want images of like the color schemes and shield designs. And a lot of it's taken from the same source material, but this gives you, if they're not from the Osprey book, this may give you more ideas or more options for the shield designs that you want to use. Again, these are two books: The Chariot Wars and Fall of the West. I am looking at the next two to get soon. I do have an interview lined up at the time of this recording, so hopefully that comes through. But in the meantime, look for another update soon. Fingers crossed. If not, I hope with the new year of 2025, because this is recorded in January of 2025, I am hoping to have more, at least a battle report up and running on the page. I was busy earlier in the year. I do get busy towards the end, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find time to do a historical game, especially as certain things come together, and I'll be able to create something. So keep on the lookout for that. Hopefully within the next month, hopefully within the next weeks, actually. But in the meantime, enjoy your games, and I'll see you soon.